The Regional Integration Unit within the Office of the Prime Minister of St. Lucia is pleased to present the major areas of the deliberation and the decision of the recently held 48th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community, which was held in Barbados from February 19th to 21st, 2025. One of the major areas on which heads of government deliberated during this meeting of CARICOM was that of free movement of nationals of the member states of CARICOM that are participating in the CARICOM single market and economy. In this respect, I know many people would recall that there was a date of March 2024 initially set, and that date was not met. Heads of government are now looking to the 1st of June of 2025 for full free movement to come into effect. This means, and is related to, countries that are participating in the single market and economy, and not all CARICOM states. Moreover, the heads of government have agreed to use the instrument that is called the Protocol on Enhanced Cooperation. This is an agreement that allows countries that are willing and able to move forward on implementing the single market and economy to do so if there are at least 3 of them ready to move forward. So it does not mean that everyone needs to be ready. So that the countries that are ready and willing would indicate this to the Conference of Heads of Government, and there would be agreement that they can move forward. On April 11th, heads of government will be meeting and they will be concluding on this matter. So we will know soon, pretty soon, which countries are ready to move forward and which are still reserving. We are aware that Antigua and Barbuda indicated very early that they would not be joining the rest of the grouping on free movement of all nationals of CARICOM. And so in that regard, the skilled national certificate regime, which I know many people are familiar with, would continue for Antigua and Barbuda. On the matter of agriculture and food security, which is critical for the region, heads of government indicated that they have been very pleased with the work of the ministerial task force and the lead head of government, President Irfan Ali, so far on this area, on this vital area for the region. They agreed to extend the work of the president and the ministerial task force now to 2030. You would recall that initially it was 25 by 2025. That was the target, to reduce the food import bill by 25% by 2025. We are now looking at 2030. Why? Because heads of government believe that it would be important for the region in moving forward on the question of food security to also look at some critical areas relating to agricultural insurance, increased investment of the private sector in the agricultural area, the question of transportation of agricultural goods, and the further removal of barriers to trade in agricultural products throughout the region. On the matter of Haiti, the work of the Eminent Persons Group, headed by former Prime Minister Dr. Kenny Anthony of St. Lucia, that work continues. The good offices of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, also continues, so that we are supporting Haiti in its move towards elections, and critically in handling the matters of security that continue to challenge the transitional government. We are also concerned and continue to be concerned about the internal displacement of people of Haiti. So for the region, Haiti continues to be a critical and vital area of concern, and we continue our efforts to support and move that member state forward with their governance situation. On the matter of the Guyana-Venezuela border dispute, heads of government reiterated their support for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Guyana. In this respect, heads of government urged Venezuela to adhere to the principles of international law, to adhere to the orders that have been issued by the International Court of Justice, and to also adhere to the Declaration of Argyll, which dealt with dialogue and peace between Guyana and Venezuela. Work has begun, and I say work has begun, on the accession of Martinique as an associate member of the Caribbean community. The reason that I say work has begun is that the French Republic must now ratify the Protocol on Privileges and Immunities of the Caribbean community. Once this is done by the French Parliament, then Martinique may become an associate member of CARICOM. CARIFESTA 15 is scheduled for August 22nd to 31st of 2025 in Barbados. St. Lucia is getting ready. We will be participating in this version of CARIFESTA, and the last time that our member states were able to meet in this celebratory aspect of our work was in 2019, prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. And so we are elated that once again we can look forward to CARIFESTA in our region. The second African Union Caribbean Community Summit is scheduled for the 7th of September 2025 in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. This is again an area of great interest for our Caribbean community member states and nationals, because for us it is significant that we enhance, we improve, we deepen our relations with the African continent, with people and with countries, at the level of cultural exchanges as well as economic. With respect to Cuba, heads of government issued a statement calling on the United States to remove the embargo on Cuba and also to remove Cuba from the list of state sponsors of terrorism. On the question of Palestine, heads of government continued their call for the release of all hostages and prisoners and for the unimpeded humanitarian assistance to the people of Gaza. Heads of government also called for the permanent cessation of hostilities and a major reconstruction plan for Gaza, and the commitment of all concerned to a peaceful resolution of the Israel-Hamas conflict through meaningful dialogue and negotiation.
From many distant lands, our forefathers came